up, YouTube? Look, today I got 5 worst projects in U.S. history. You already see what number 5 is. You feel me? Jordan Down projects. OG, O3 Greedo. You feel me? Done just got released. You feel me? He just got released too. A little fat, yeah, my granddad, he was staying down on the Jordan Down projects when they had the little Watts riots in the 60s. Yeah. That being said, though, we gonna start that shit. Yeah, he really
was built in 1944. It had 700 units and 103 buildings in total, ranging from 1-bedroom to 5-bedroom apartments. It's completely surrounded by various other hoods and high crime areas. It was originally semi-permanent housing for white war workers, but it converted to a public housing in 1950. It was 100% black by the 1960s. Mostly immigrants from the South. It grew a bad reputation quick in the 60s. Many residents were unemployed and relying on welfare.
They had the riots.
We're in the Jordan Down project, we're in extreme poverty. So this is poverty.
Yeah, my granddad was a kid when the riots happened.
These are field niggas. This is where slaves migrated from the South to. And from here is where gangs all started from, what they proclaim. But from here is where people migrated to Compton, to the house district. And these are the projects right here. Our ghettos and, the mindset of illiteracy and, joblessness. This is it right here. Broken home families, political corruption, false promises. This is it right here.
What the fuck?
The Watts riots of 65 made it even worse.
232 businesses were destroyed and 600.
It was because the cops put their hands on a black lady.
Considering all types of structures, 200.
So fucking weirdo ass cops.
And 644 were damaged.
But it's the 60s though, you feel
After
me?
all of the carnage, businesses were reluctant to set up here. This meant there was an influx of alcohol stores and churches, but nothing else to actually help the community. Police were reluctant to patrol the area as well, meaning a lot of crime went unchecked. In the 70s, the Grape Street Crips, one of the most notorious and largest Crip sets, set up shop here. They beefed with the Nickerson Gardens, home of the Bounty Hunter Bloods. The largest blood
They just showed O3 Greedo.
Many bodies have dropped over the years on both sides.
The way I feel, we have no way else way to event our frustration out. Because we're already at the bottom. What else can we do? Nothing but violence.
If it looks familiar, it's probably because it was heavily featured in Menace to Society. A great choice for
And Watts.
because it was the quintessential LA hood full of all the ills that plagued South Central for years. It featured in GTA San Andreas as the Willowfield neighborhood as well. Some notable alumni of Jordan Downs include O3 Greedo, Tyrese, and FloJo.
Oh, I ain't know that.
Today, Jordan Downs is gradually
Tyrese from the
being destroyed
Jordan
in favor of
Downs.
the new, more appealing apartments. These 28 identical lifeless buildings were built in 1962 in Bronzeville on the south side of Chicago. It was the largest project in the country at one time.
Didn't they tear
It was
those
more
down?
like a concrete maze and had no trees in sight. Chicago had many segregation laws at the time, and still to this day one of the most segregated cities in America. From the jump, things were bad at Robert Taylor. It was built for $11,000, but held $27,000. It soon
Damn.
became one of the top 5 poorest areas in the country, with mostly single-parent households making less than $5,000 a year. Majority of people here had a family member.
Oh shit. Hey now. Ooh, if y'all don't know who that is, why we can't be friends. He from Chicago too. That's the crazy thing. That's why I sung him.
Prison. It was basically a high-rise slum and heavily neglected by the city. That meant faulty garbage chutes, broken elevators, with no maintenance.
Damn.
More than that, it was a hub of drug dealing and the home turf of multiple gangs that still exist to this day. Mickey Cobras, GD, and BDs to be exact. Even the police and ambulance were scared to come here, because once you got inside, it was a maze of dark hallways.
Elevators are a common setting for assaults. In fact, a fifth of crimes at Robert Taylor happen to residents while they're coming in and out of their buildings.
It was the worst in the 70s. And in one weekend, there was 300 shootings around Robert Taylor, and 28 people were killed.
One weekend?
And that's the only way you can fight me is by a gun.
Chicago, crazy.
Hey, you ain't no man, but I'm gonna have to fight your way in order to protect what's mine.
Yeah, you know,
ain't no way.
It's the environment in which we live, man. You know, I don't care whether you with a group of people or you by yourself.
I think they tore them things down, them projects down.
When temptation is lurking around the corner for, you know, for your number to come, you know.
You see what I do?
I don't bother nobody. I don't want nobody to bother me. But they do know that I can't play their game. I'm quite sure of that, bro.
See, that's the thing that worries me, man. You can't be fair out here, man. You have to play by their rules. If you don't, then you lost out.
There's a few notorious cases from here, too. October 76. 22-year-old Denise Dozier thrown from the 15th floor apartment window.
Damn.
She survived.
She survived?
The fences to enclose the balconies, and the project looked more like an asylum than homes. In August 91, Officer Jimmy Haynes was shot by a sniper. He died 2 days later. Some famous faces were able to make it out of here. Mr. T, Corey Holcomb.
Are you a low-income American on food stamps or Medicaid? If so, you are now out.
You ain't
Kenny
right.
Duckworth, Open Mike Eagle, all hail from Robert Taylor Homes. Kendrick even raps about this briefly on his song Duckworth, describing his father's story. He raps, he came from the streets, the Robert Taylor Homes, Southside Project, Chirac, the Terror Dome. Currently, the city moved out all of the residents by 2005. It was completely demolished by 2007.
See, yeah. One of the ones I got.
Chicago project was
That one got tore down too.
and was the largest housing project on the whole planet at one point. Ironically, it was on the richest side of town, built right in between the richest neighborhoods in Chicago, Lincoln Park and the Gold Coast, and less than a mile from Michigan Ave. The particular area it was built on had always been associated with poverty, starting with Swedish immigrants, then Irish, and then black immigrants. A 1900s map of the area depicts this accurately. Cabrini Green became the poster child for everything wrong with the public housing system. It was literally the poorest zip code in the U.S. The city was strapped for cash, or even the lawns were paved over to save on maintenance money. New buildings were built on tight budgets and had poor quality. It was rat and cockroach infested and had garbage stuck in the trash chute, and all the way to the 15th floor.
Damn.
There was graffiti inside the actual buildings, and each building was controlled by different gangs. Gangs even controlled the elevators, and you never knew what to expect once the elevator doors opened.
Do the gangs control the elevators?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they can control. At one time, they, matter of fact, they were hiding up here. And if a young lady got on the elevator, jumped down and, do what they wanted to do to her. They used to hide guns up there.
This is 11.
That's 11?
Right.
Okay.
It's pretty dark out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And see, that's another thing about these elevators.
Scared. They scared.
What's going to happen when they go
For real, man. That shit
The
crazy.
balconies were fenced in to stop people from dumping trash into the yard. It looked more like a prison block or animal cages than housing for people. To top it off, gang members would celebrate New Year's by firing guns in the air. As far as the stats go, it wasn't uncommon for 200 people shot or stabbed every year. In fact, during a 90s documentary on the crime here, someone was stabbed and died minutes later during the actual filming. The incident itself wasn't caught on camera, but the sad moments that followed were. The link to that video is in the description. Some of the most high-profile cases out of Cabrini Green were the case of Girl X, which gave Cabrini Green national media attention due to the severity of the crime. Another famous incident was Mayor Jane Byrne moving into the projects to show that Chicago's crime rate wasn't so bad.
She
It only lasted
crazy.
3 weeks. Some famous people that made it out of here are Curtis Mayfield and Polo G.
Curtis
Who grew up
Mayfield.
in
Y'all don't know who that is.
Some
She
famous
moved out in
people
2 weeks. I'm trying to see that.
Jane Byrne moving into the projects to show that Chicago's crime rate
She's
wasn't
stupid.
so bad. She only lasted 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Some famous
Oh.
people that made it out of here are Curtis Mayfield and Polo G, who grew up in the nearby Marshall Projects.
Polo.
The Good Times TV show was based here.
But
They
they
also served as inspiration for both Candyman movies.
then they
It
turned.
also featured in Kanye West's Homecoming video.
They tore them things down though, didn't they? Yeah, 2011.
It looks nothing like it used to now. Located in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, the Marcy houses were built a few years after World War II in 1949. These 27 six-story buildings with 1,700 apartments hold 4,000 residents, brought to fame by rapper Jay-Z, who has described the homes as a block away from hell, the place where the news cameras never come. One frequent visitor to the projects, however, is the NYPD. Gang disputes are common here, and the gangs have evolved over the years as well, and residents often hear the crack of bullets. In 2014, 4 teenagers were shot and 1 killed in the Marcy houses due to turf wars. Crack hit the Marcy houses hard in the 80s, like the rest of the inner cities in America. Many young children sold crack to take care of themselves because a lot of their parents turned into crack fiends. Jay-Z himself admits to selling crack in Marcy as a teenager. He almost lost his life on multiple occasions. To make Marcy's situation worse, on December 20th, 2015, 2 police officers were shot and killed a block from the Marcy homes. Since the
Damn.
shooting, police have been scarce in Marcy. New Orleans is a city that is rich in
They
culture.
tore those down for
city is
sure.
often
The
associated with
Magnolia.
jazz and a good culinary scene. However, the city has also a much grimier side to it, one that's a lot less tourist friendly. New Orleans has a reputation for being one of the murder capitals of the U.S. The Magnolia Projects, also known as the C.J. Peak Projects, was known countrywide for its high murder and crime rate. New
Yeah.
Orleans rapper Juvenile described the project as a haven for drug dealing and violent crime. In a song, he described it like this: on New Year's, lights get shot out at 6 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, you're gonna be getting shot. The trials and tribulations inspired many Magnolias to make it out. Several of the rap game's big names were born and raised in the Magnolia Projects and share their struggles through their music. Artists like Birdman, Juvenile, and Turk all hail from Magnolia. A young female rapper nicknamed Magnolia Shorty was one of the many victims of the violence that plagued Magnolia. The rapper was shot to death in 2010 in her car not far from Magnolia. 2 men pulled into the apartment parking lot right after she got home and unloaded into her car.
What was
She
it?
was hit
Lil
26
Wayne from
times.
Magnolia
Her
too.
murder still remains unsolved.
He just completely
After
left him
Hurricane
out.
Katrina hit in 2005. nearly
Unless he
600
not
people
from
were
over there, I
evacuated
don't
from
know.
Magnolia. It became
Thought
a
he was
ghost town.
from.
In 2008, they were completely demolished, replaced by a new housing development called Harmony Oaks.
Yeah, nah, that's 5 worst projects in U.S. history though, man. Yeah. Some of these people have it real rough out here, man. You gotta be grateful. You gotta be, you know what I'm saying? Grateful for what you got. Could always be worse, man. I like the video. It was Ape and Gorilla, you know, go fuck with him. That being said, man, those is